Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're diving into something pretty special, a food they used to call the king of 1,000 fruits. It's an ancient secret that might just be the answer to some of our most common modern health issues. So, could a simple nut really be that powerful? Let's find out.
You know that feeling, right? That nagging, sore lower back after a long day at your desk. Or maybe your legs just feel kind of weak sometimes. Frequent urination, poor digestion. These are things so many of us just accept as part of life.
But what if I told you the solution was hiding in plain sight, tucked away in ancient texts where they called a common, delicious nut an immortal fruit that could help with all of those things? Yep, we're talking about the humble chestnut. And today, we're going to unpack exactly how it works its magic.
You see, for centuries, chestnuts weren't just food. They were seen as medicine. They had this incredible reputation for promoting longevity and fighting off the effects of aging, which is how they earned that amazing title, King of 1,000 Fruits. The whole idea was that this was nature's way of helping us stay strong and full of life.
And the list of benefits is just wow. Ancient wisdom said chestnuts could do everything from strengthening your bones and boosting your memory to keeping your hair dark and your teeth strong. Now, the key to all of this was its power to fortify what traditional Chinese medicine calls kidney energy. The best way to think of this is like the main battery pack for your body, the source of your vitality and longevity.
So let's zoom in on that first huge benefit, how chestnuts can help with all those aches and pains, especially in the lower back and legs. This is where that connection to the kidneys is absolutely crucial. I love this quote from an ancient medical text. It lays it out so clearly. From this perspective, your lower back is literally the physical home of your kidney energy. So if you're feeling stiff or weak back there, it's a direct sign that your body's main battery is running low. And this brings us right back to our star player, the legendary physician San Simeo, who was basically the king of medicine in ancient China, made this connection crystal clear. He taught that for any issues rooted in the kidneys, like that back pain or leg weakness, chestnuts were the perfect food to fix it. They go right to the source of the problem.
So how did they actually use them? Well, the ancient method was, let's just say, interesting. You'd have to chew up raw chestnuts into a paste, swallow it, and then eat a separate bowl of pork kidney congee. I mean, it worked, but it's not exactly practical for our busy lives. Luckily, we've got a much easier one-pot version now. A simple, nourishing congee that combines chestnuts, rice, and pork kidney. Or you can use cashews for a great vegetarian option. And hey, what if you don't even have time to cook? There's an even simpler trick from the old texts. They said that just eating 2 raw chestnuts in the morning and 2 at night could be enough to strengthen the kidneys, ease back pain, and even help with things like frequent urination. So easy. But the benefits do not stop at your back and kidneys, not even close. Chestnuts are also an absolute powerhouse for your digestive system. Traditionally, they were used to strengthen the spleen and stomach, which was seen as the key to boosting your overall energy and immunity. And get this, modern science totally backs this up. We all think of pumpkin as a high-fiber hero, right? Well, it turns out chestnuts have an incredible 4 times the amount of dietary fiber. 4 times! That is a massive boost for your gut health and keeping everything running smoothly. Want a super easy way to put that benefit to use? You've got to try this. Just take some cooked chestnuts, soy milk, a few oats, and a little sugar, and blend it all until it's smooth. It makes this creamy, delicious drink that's perfect for when you're feeling tired and just need a gentle, nourishing boost.
Okay, now for some quick-fire remedies. Let's look at how chestnuts can act like your own personal kitchen pharmacy for a few common problems.
Here's a wild one from the famous Ming Dynasty herbalist Li Shizhen. He wrote that for sudden, non-infectious diarrhea, the kind you might get from internal coldness or something you ate, simply eating a handful of roasted chestnuts could stop it in its tracks almost immediately.
But, and this is a really important but, the ancient physicians were very clear that you shouldn't try to stop all types of diarrhea. If it's caused by a bacteria or virus, your body is actually trying to kick out the intruder. Stopping it too early could trap the pathogen inside, which is the last thing you want. Sometimes they'd even use herbs to help the body purge itself completely before starting the healing process. Now, on a much more practical note, let's talk about the biggest pain when it comes to chestnuts: peeling them. We've all been there. Well, here is a game-changing hack. First, boil them until they're cooked. Then, let them cool down completely.
And finally, pop them in the freezer for 2 hours.
So what happens? The cold makes that tough outer shell and that annoying papery inner skin contract and pull away from the nut itself. The result is just perfect, effortless peeling. Seriously, no more struggling.
So we've covered eating them and drinking them, but their use as a kitchen remedy goes even further. What if I told you they also have a pretty surprising topical use for injuries?
Yep, according to the old texts, a paste made from raw chestnuts is fantastic for bruises, swelling, and pain from minor bumps and scrapes. Now, the ancient way was to chew it up and apply it directly. A little unhygienic for today. So the modern way is much cleaner. Just pound some raw chestnuts with a tiny bit of water to form a paste and apply that to the bruise.
And finally, to bring it all together, here is a fantastic winter tonic soup. This shiitake chestnut chicken soup supports both the kidneys and the spleen, and it includes an herb called Wu, which is famous for helping to keep hair dark. It's a really powerful tonic for recovering after you've been sick. But, and this is super important, Wu reacts with iron, so never use iron pots or utensils when you're making this soup.
So let's do a quick recap of the power of this amazing immortal fruit. We've seen how it can soothe back pain by recharging our kidney energy, how it can improve digestion with its crazy high fiber content, give us topical relief for bruises, and even offer a quick fix for certain types of diarrhea. It really is an incredibly versatile food.
And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? The chestnut is just one example of the incredible wisdom packed into our everyday foods. It makes you wonder, what other ancient remedies are already hiding in your kitchen, just waiting to be rediscovered?